What's going on, my people? This is your boy Tommy D. It's been a while. I am so glad to be back. You know what? I actually thought I would not be talking about COVID, anything like that, vaccines or masks. I thought this would be over and done with. Clearly, I was wrong. I had no idea that we was going to be talking about some Delta variant. But here's a question for men. Men, question for you, just for you. What does the vaccine, right, have in common with your penis? I know, right? What does the vaccine have in common with your penis? In other words, what does the vaccine have in common with not just your penis, but your penis getting an erection? See, if you don't know the answer to that question, that is probably why you don't have the vaccine, or you didn't take the vaccine. I know, right? You know what? I'll explain. Let's get this started. Let's do this.
Are you tired of the same long, drawn-out news and entertainment and politics and blah, blah, blah? Time to switch it up. A straight-to-the-point fun twist on your news, politics, entertainment, and everything in between. That's what you're looking for. You're in the right place. Welcome to Fire Black with your host, Tommy D.
What's up, people? Like I told you, I am Tommy D, and thank you for returning back to Fire Black Podcast. You can always catch new episodes, information, all of our stuff. Go to Facebook at Fire Black Podcast. You can see us or follow us on Instagram on Fire Black Podcast, Twitter, Fire Black Pod CA1. That's Fire Black Pod CA1. Also, we're just dipping in our toe into TikTok, so you can follow us on Fire Black Podcast on the web at fireblackpodcast.com. That is Fireblack, BLACK, podcast.com. Also, you can find our shows on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and all the other ones. But the main ones, you know, name the most important ones, you know, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can look us up at Fire Black Podcast on all those places, and you can follow our show. But like I said, welcome. So, did anyone think about the question? Because it is weird, right? Like, what does a vaccine have to do with my penis? Yeah. See, I was just referring to someone telling me that he was having a conversation with me, talking about that he didn't trust the podcast. I mean the podcast, Jesus, the vaccine, you know. And he said, you know, I was just curious, why don't you trust the vaccine? He said, well, because, you know, these drug companies, all they want is experiment with you and do all this crazy stuff and blah, 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 blah. I said, what? Really? I said, but don't you take Viagra? You one told me about how amazing this stuff is. Well, that's different. That's totally different. You know, that company, you know, been around for a long time. You know, they made this, you know, product, and it's, you know, millions of men. I said, yeah, and last time I checked, about 20 million men a year uses that product, you know, and they make over, I think the revenue, they said, in 2019 was $500 million. And now they expanded, you know, now you can get this stuff in the mail and all this stuff. He said, yes. See, I told you, that product is the best. You know, it's a trusted company, blah, blah, blah. I said, yes. I said, oh my God, you know, I agree with you. I said, anything that gets my dick hard, I'm all for that company. That has to be a company. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, absolutely. You know, I mean, they changed my life. I said, I know they would. I said, I bet you just, I said, what about, I said, tell me, what about, you know, you hearing people that had to go to the hospital, you know, and because they couldn't get their penis to go back down. After they tell you after 4 hours, if you don't, you gotta go. And I heard a few people here, it's just a few people here and there. It's millions are taking it. If it's a few people here and there that have a little reaction, it's no big deal. I mean, it happens. It's this is what happens when you have a whole bunch of people taking the drug. Some people gonna have a little reaction or something like that. I said, yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I've seen people have reaction just taking aspirin or Tylenol. Yes, exactly. And millions of people take it. So I said, yeah, I mean, my God. I mean, you are absolutely right. But I said, but why not the vaccine? What do you, like I told you, these companies, all they want is to experiment with you. And I heard that it doesn't even help you and people are dying from it. I said, well, there's no proof no one died from that vaccine. I said, where did you hear that from? Did you get it from, places, social media, different things? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, but you're happy with your Viagra, though. Yes, like I told you. I said, and it's a trusted company. It's been out for a while. Everybody's been using Viagra, the little blue pill. Yeah, man, the little blue pill, yes. That thing, I tell you, that is the best thing in the world. I mean, and like I said, that's the difference. When you trust the company, I said, yes. I said, I understand. I said, I understand how much you trust Pfizer. Yes, and then what? What'd you say? I said, you do trust Pfizer. No, I don't trust Pfizer. That's one of those ones that make the vaccine. No, wait. Do you not even know who makes your Viagra? Wait a second. You don't want to take the vaccine because you don't trust the company. But did you even look up the companies? The Moderna, the Pfizer, the Johnson. Did you even research these companies? No, I mean people tells you all the time. I said, wait, so when you take your Viagra, do you know the company that makes it? You're okay with it? He just gave you the drug and said that your dick is gonna get hard and you're okay with it. You didn't check on the company or anything like that. You just trust your doctor. I see where you're going with this. Oh, no, I'm not going nowhere with it. I'm just asking you a question. Now, you was okay going to your doctor, saying, doctor, listen, I have a problem. My wife is hot. And my friend, your wife is hot. So, I'm there with you. My wife is hot, And, the other day we was, getting into it and about to, Doc. And my little soldier wasn't saluting. And he just wouldn't get up in there. I was excited. I was ready for it. But he didn't seem like he wanted to get into the game. Doctor says, oh, well, it sounds like you have erectile dysfunction. That's not a problem. We have a pill for that. Really? Yeah, I'm just going to write you a script for that, and you're going to start out with this dose, and let me know how it does. Take it an hour, I don't know, hour, half an hour. Do you take it right at it? I don't know. Well, anybody, write me, let me know, email me, text me, on one of my accounts. Let me know if you take Viagra. I never really knew. Do you pop it in just before you go, or does it have to work its way through? Do you take it like an hour, 2 hours? Is there a limit that you have to take it before? Just want to know. All getting off base there, but just kind of curious. But no, okay. Thank you, doctor. Wow, you are smart. I trust you. I'm gonna go take this weirdly blue pill that you say for some reason is gonna get my dick hard, and I can do my wife properly. And I trust that that's what you're gonna, that's what you mean, and that's what's gonna happen. So you go home, the Nice. Y'all got the dinner going, and then you pop open that bottle that you probably didn't even read the front of it. Pop up in that blue pill, and then boom, it happens. Your life changes. You are properly doing what you needed to do, and it was based off of science and trusting your doctor to take care of that problem for you. Oh yeah, well that's different, the vac. I said, you trusted your doctor, right? I just say you trusted your doctor. You trusted that that medication that he gave you was going to work because you trust your doctor, and it did. It did exactly what it's supposed to do, and your doctor did not steer you wrong. Now, the company that makes that particular drug is Pfizer, the same company that makes one of the vaccines. So, how are you now saying you don't trust that company when for many years it saved your love life? You took a pill, you didn't even know who was making it, put it in your mouth, and it was supposed to do something to your dick. You trusted that. You trusted your doctor. Now, first of all, you have to have some type of trust. If you take something that a doctor says is going to do something to your penis, you don't even know how that's going to work. You just know it's supposed to do what he say it is. And you're wondering, I wonder what would happen if something goes wrong to my penis. As a matter of fact, they're telling you, well, if you have your erection more than 4 hours, please rush to the hospital. Now, I don't know about you, but that would have scared the hell out of me. If he told me, oh, take this blue pill, but, if that baby don't go back down in 4 hours, you need to get to the hospital right away. What? First of all, why would it be hard for 4 hours? And you trusted that. You were okay with that. You took that blindly. And then now these same people, same men, not all y'all, I'm not saying all y'all, I'm just saying there's a lot of y'all, are saying with the same breath, I don't trust that company. I don't. What? What? You you don't trust that company? You should be the most trusting person of that company. Y'all should be standing up in groves talking about how great this company is. Because some of y'all getting y'all swerve on for many years because of that company. They changed some of y'all lives for the better. Saved some of y'all marriages for the better. Have y'all swinging dicks out there because of that company that y'all seem to not trust now. Same with the wives. Y'all enjoying the benefit of it. 4 hours? God damn. What the hell for 4 hours? Could you imagine? 4 hours? I don't know. Needless to say, he was basically saying that's kind of a difference. That's different, because, that was, something different. And it's not the same as a rushed vaccine. I'm like, well, they were studying this, for quite some many years. It wasn't rushed. It's science. I mean, it's weird that people are saying rush, right? When all it is that we're getting good at what we do here in America, especially with the sciences. We're getting good at it. I don't know what would not be considered rushed if it took, 10, 20 years? Do anyone here listening take the flu shot? They change that every season. It's a different variation of that flu shot. No one I ever heard use the terminology or the statement saying, I'm not taking that flu shot because it's rushed. They're literally changing it every season. And within months, it's a new flu shot, and millions of people take it. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I guess my problem with today is that we are disregarding expertise, right? What happened to this person is an expert? You know what? I'm gonna go to court, get in trouble or something like that. I'm not gonna bring a lawyer. I'm just gonna bring my pastor. Fuck that. You know, just bring a pastor in or something like that. Bring your best friend in. Well, Your Honor, he's not a lawyer, but this nigga knows me. I mean, go ahead. Tyrone, tell him about me. I mean, for goodness sakes. Y'all think I did this? Tyrone, tell him where I was at last week. I mean, why bring a lawyer? Probably for his expertise in the law, right? I mean, I was thinking my car needs an oil change. I'm going to go to Dairy Queen. Yes, I'm thinking if you can make good ice cream, you obviously can change the oil in my car. I mean, they go hand in hand. I feel that your expertise in making tasty dairy products, you should be able to have the expertise in getting into my vehicle and getting that oil out, that old oil, and filling it back up. Hopefully you won't put ice cream in it. Hopefully you put oil in it. But I'm just thinking, And on top of it, it will be cheaper. I think if I don't go to an expert, that I won't have to pay for expert prices. That's an ideal. So why would I listen to a doctor? Why would I listen to a person that was trained in diseases? Why would I listen to the Center for Disease Control? Non-politicians, people that have no need to go out and re-get elected and lie to people and say things they want to hear. They just went to school, was interested in germs and diseases and all that stuff, became experts with MDs, PhDs, Ds, double Ds, and all these other crazy stuff that they get, and became experts in the fields they're doing. Just because that's something they love doing, and they became the best of the best in it. But we turn around as Americans and say, fuck it. I don't even trust you. Look, what do you know? Dr. Fauci, what the hell you know? I mean, yeah, you've been doing this forever. Even down from, studying HIV, AIDS, and helping with, developing, different drugs and things. Who cares? You don't know. You know why you don't know? Because my politician says you don't know. The guy in office who's not a politician. I mean, who's not a doctor. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Rand Paul is a doctor, isn't he? Of course he is. He's a great eye doctor, I think. So we're going to the eye doctor to help with COVID. That's like going to a doctor to get a pap smear, going to a heart doctor to get a pap smear, right? Like, what? What? So Rand Paul is your expert? Oh, you know what? Listen, this guy say, don't wear a mask, right? No. Vaccine? I don't trust the vaccine. Don't even do that. And it comes to find out, you know why? You know why, folks? I don't know if y'all know this, but guess what? Recently, we found out that Rand Paul's wife, well before this COVID exploded in America, right, was able to buy stock in remdesivir, a treatment drug, one of the few treatment drugs for COVID. So it's kind of like I would I listen to Rand Paul anymore, because in his sense, it's paying him for more people getting sick. The more people who are using remdesivir, the more money that stock will make. And it's kind of weird that they said in over 10 years, this is for the first time they brought individual stocks. For the first time in over 10 years. And it happens to be one of the only successful treating drugs for COVID. Okay. So that is one of the people that y'all listening to when it comes to COVID. And did y'all hear about the 4 teachers in Broward County in Florida dead within 24 hours? I know they said they confirmed that 3 of them didn't have the vaccine. I don't know. I just don't know. It is strange and weird to me how we as Americans kind of started fighting over strange things like mask. I mean, mask. We're fighting over mask. They're trying to convince you. I don't know who's telling them that, but speaking about expertise, I've been an EMT, emergency medical technician, for over 23 years. I have a master's in emergency management and homeland security, right? So I have a guy telling me, by the way, who works at a local gas station, that I was wrong when it came to masks. Masks, as he says, do kill. I was like, I'm sorry, come again? Well, the carbon dioxide buildup is going to kill our kids. Huh? Carbon dioxide? Monoxide? Dioxide? What, I mean, oh, okay. You're saying that what we breathe out in the mask is going to, in turn, kill us. I was like, well, I can tell you for a fact that's not true. Oh, you don't know? I'm like, well, I've been an emergency medical technician for 23 years. I wear a mask on a regular. I used to wear a mask in a trauma center for hours. I haven't seen in my whole lifetime anyone die because of wearing a mask. That goes for short people, fat people, long people, white, black, orange, young, old. I have not seen it. It never happened in my whole lifetime. And working in that field, I've never seen it. Well, it happens. Where? Where? Do you know there's other professions that wear masks? I mean, I would think the one people that I thought would pass out would be firefighters. Them motherfuckers have big ass jackets, pants, big giant boots, this big old giant helmet that they taught out after it has burn scars on it. And they have this huge face mask with a big ass holes coming out of it going into some oxygen tank. And these niggas go into a fire. Inside. A fire. Like if you would put a meat in the oven, this is what they do. And I used to go to a, like we fire watch, we go and post up somewhere when there's a fire, working fire, waiting for the firefighters to come out. And they would come out, they'd be sweaty, hot, exhausted. And we just put some oxygen on them and they go back in. Okay, let's go do it again. These niggas never died because of the mask. And you're saying a surgical mask is going to kill people. Are we stupid, America? Have we became so crazy, so nutty, so lost in reality that we say things and try to make it make some type of goddamn sense? Because it doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. If that was the case, you know what? Hitler would have been very successful. He would have got rid of every single Jew. And you know what? I'm saying this on purpose because I love it when the Republicans always use Jewish examples or the Holocaust examples. So I'm going to use an example from the Holocaust, right? So they tried to gas them, right? Remember at the beginning, they tried to pull up a truck, put the hose back on the truck and stick it into the wall and try to just have it running and hopefully kill them that way. So in your theory, all they had to do was put a mask on them and they just would have eventually all died off, right? I don't know. If that is your theory, that could have been done. They would have figured out that, wow, we can kill people easily. Hey, you know what? We start using them in jails. Instead of using drugs for the death penalty or electric chair, we would put a mask on them. Kill them right out. Hey, how about you're done with your wife? Let me get rid of her. While she's sleeping, put a surgical mask on her. Boom. Will never wake up. I mean, how dumb that sounds, right? It sounds dumb. I mean, I'm watching on the news, Fox News, CNN, where they at school board meetings, chasing people out of there, saying, we know where you live, we will kill you. Because these doctors and respiratory therapists came in to testify the benefit of having a mask, and, they had signs saying, mask equals child abuse. Wait. Now, listen, I'm not I love watching football. My thing. I love it. I love basketball. And it cracks me up, right? Because when I was in high school, I played football. I ran track. So, we, in the summertime, would start practicing for the fall. So we'll go in the summertime, hot days out. It'll be 90 degrees like it's right now. It's freaking 90 degrees. We'll go out there, put the helmets on, the pads on, out there doing work and doing our, plays and things like that. Or I'm in track. We're running around the track and, doing some speed drills, getting the hurdles out, getting ready to do, 400 intermediate hurdles, blah, blah, blah. But it's real hot out and stuff like that. You're okay with that. That is no way in form child abuse that a child with a whole bunch of pads on, probably body core temperature over 100 degrees in that heat, sweating, working out, you are okay with that, and that is not child abuse. But putting a mask on to go into a school to make sure he or she protects himself and people around him as child abuse. Really? Really? It's not even anchored in facts, anchored in reality that somehow our kids would be damaged in some way. We're complaining about our kids being out of school, right? Then they say, you know what? we can get them back into school. We now have a vaccine. Let's get people vaccinated that can get vaccinated and put masks on. We have a kid. Well, no. Wait, wait. But you're saying the problem was kids being home. So we got this, so they won't be home. Well, yeah, but they don't need to wear a mask. This is America. Yeah, exactly. This is America, so we're supposed to be smarter than other countries. That's why we have scientists that. Well, no, I'm talking about our freedom. The freedom to what? The freedom to kill others, put others at risk. What freedom are you talking about? What? Really? I mean, it seems a little crazy to me that we are more worried about being told what to do in America. Is that where we're at now? Like, I don't want to be told what to do. So, if you're telling me, I don't want to do it. That's where we're at. If you're telling me, I don't want to do it. You know, and I hear people keep on saying, "Oh, these damn masks and everything else, and these vaccines, these liberals want." I was like, "Huh." I wonder when it became that the Democrats were responsible for. Y'all do remember that this pandemic started in a Republican administration. The shutdowns were during a Republican administration. Now, I don't know about you. There's enough blame to go around for everybody, especially the Americans. I mean, 9/11. During 9/11, we was willing to handle the changes for our safety. Remember, we used to be able to go into the airport, chill, do all that stuff all the time. And because of what happened in 9/11, we had to start taking our belt off, our shoes, putting everything on the conveyor belt, possibly getting patted down and all this stuff. It takes forever to get into the airport. You got to get there early. But you know what? We all do it. We might complain about it, but we's like, you know what? For our safety, it's worth it. This is what we got to do, right? You didn't stop flying because you didn't want to do that. You just said, you know what? This is something we got to do. I don't know. I mean, when you have people that don't want to take a vaccine, fine. That's your personal choice. But why then are you saying that not only do I not want to take my vaccine, I want to be able to do whatever everybody else do that did take the vaccine? How are you supposed to be treated equally when you don't do what you're supposed to do? How many people get pulled over or ever got pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt? I think it's the most frustrating, stupid ass law on the books. You know why? And this is from an EMT. It's because it's a personal choice, right? You like, that is you in your car. If you want to crash and then fly 50,000 yards out of your car, that's on you. If you want to play Superman just before you die, that's on you. It really doesn't really hurt anybody. I never really seen a case where a flying body hit somebody else. It's not funny, but just the thought of you just walking down the street and some flying body just hits you and hurt you. I never seen it. If you have, please let me know. I will eat my words, but I've never seen it. So, what gives the cop the right to just pull me over and say, "Well, I'm gonna give you this $100 and something, $200 something, whatever state you in of whatever high price crazy amount they wrote, and give it to you for not wearing a seatbelt." And you sit there like, that's the dumb law. It's not affecting anybody. It's just, it's just a personal thing. I mean, I don't think about that yes, someone crashes and they get hurt, they have limited insurance, that kind of divvies out to all of us insurance payers, taxpayers, the price that's going to cost. So, yeah, it's that in that sense that can affect you in the long way, but no one really thinks that, you not having a seatbelt on is affecting anything else other than your personal life. But we do it. Most of you get in your car, put your seatbelt on. You might not want to. You might be in a neighborhood that some cops just don't give a damn. But most of us, that's just, that's easy money for some cops. They like they write that ticket quick, or at least pull you over, give you a warning, waste your time. But we do it, you know. And like I said, I don't take sides of Democrats, Republicans, whatever else when I'm talking on my podcast. I just want to just hear from everybody. I want to hear everybody's opinion about it. Um, and I'm telling you, I got a lot of responses. It's just that when what annoys me about all of it is that most of some of these responses of why you choose not to wear a mask is not grounded in factual basis. I told people like send me some statistics, send me some write up, something, some scientific whatever. I mean, one guy, and this is the funny part. One guy sends me a article. The article says that the top of it says that 200 doctors are drop dead after prolonged use of their mask. So I'm like, oh, well, okay. Let me read this article. I mean, oh my goodness, 200. This is statistically crazy. Because I never heard it before. I worked in a hospital, worked in several hospitals. Never heard anyone even passing out, let alone dropping dead. Underneath, in quotes, or I say brackets, it said satire. It was a article written by a doctor full of sarcasm. My man didn't even read the article. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all go on social media. Y'all send me stuff. You're not going to even read the article? It was fake. He was being sarcastic. He was talking about that this is the craziness that people are talking about with masks and joking, poking fun at people that are suggesting that you can somehow die wearing a mask. But he saw just the title and passed it off as this is his proof that masks kill. We got to do better than this. Like I said, I am open to all criticism, all information. That's how I drive everything I think of, decide for myself, decide for family and everything else, by information that I can digest, I can see with my eyes, that is from a credible source. CNN is not a source of credible information. Fox News is not a source of credible information. They don't collect data. Neither one of these people collect data. They will report on data that they see. So if I see something on CNN, right, and they said such and such of people, this percentage of people, I listen to it, I digest it, but then I go to the main source of what they have reported. The same as you should do with Fox News. But I could tell you what, as much as I watch Fox News and they would state some stuff, it was hard set. One, they never give sources most of the time when they start spouting out these percentages and data and all this stuff, which is kind of strange for a news organization to do. And then the information they do give is kind of skewed in a way that doesn't factually say, doesn't, they don't report exactly what the data says. They kind of skew it to make it sound better for them. And I get it. I get why some people are confused about a lot of things. But it's your duty for yourself, for your family, to look into the data. Don't just take it from your congressman. For God's sakes, don't ever do that. What are you idiot? Really? You're going to take some information from your congressman and decide what you're going to do with your life, your kids? Are you nuts? Are you going to take something from a news organization and say, you know what? That's the information I'm going to go by. Are you nuts? We have literally supercomputers in our hands, our smartphones. We can pull up data in seconds. There is no excuse any American should be walking around here with so much vast differences in information. We got into such bubbles that Republicans are only getting information from these sources. Democrats are only getting this information from this sources. And everybody is on total opposites of what to believe and what they should be doing. It's a shame because, quite frankly, this COVID, this pandemic, should have been long behind us. How in the hell China is living it up when that was the source? Y'all can call it a Kung flu, call it all these nasty names that y'all can think of. But these niggas over there living their life, chilling. They was upset that they had 4 or 5 cases. They tested almost everybody, millions of people within a weekend. They're living their life. They was in clubs, they was partying, they was having parades, and we're sitting here struggling. They're putting us to shame, and that was the source. Be it if it was in the lab, be it was natural. Whatever the case is, we'll see. I don't know. Depends on who you talk to, right? But they living their best life while we're here in the United States of America. People in the U.S. of A. struggling to beat this pandemic. Mississippi looking like, people just getting all sick up in there. The South, Florida, 4 teachers dying, not vaccinated. Are we stupid? Have we just took, and they said 138 Broward County employees in Florida tested positive since August 1st. What? Before we go out, start chanting USA, hugging flags, wearing flag underwear and all this stuff. We need to start acting like Americans, not having our political views decide how we handle a pandemic. That should be USA, United States of America. We should get together, everybody be on the same page, do what we need to do, kill this pandemic, and then go back to being partisans. But we can't do that, right? No, we can't do that. We're too partisan. Half of us is too racist. The other half is too smug. I mean, we don't even care about our children anymore. We literally feel our politics is more important than our children's safety now. My kid is not wearing a mask. They don't even hardly get that sick. First of all, I don't know about you, but I don't even want my kid to have the sniffles, let alone, possibly getting COVID. I protect them from trying to get the sniffles. I protect them from freaking sneezing. I protect them from getting a mosquito bite. You're okay. Well, they're not going to get that sick. You want to take that chance, really? My God. We became a sad sack of shit of country that this is all we care about now. And before I wrap this all up, get off this soapbox, I guess my only problem is this. Do y'all remember pro-life, right? Remember pro-life, pro-choice. The pro-life, they generally believe that everyone has a basic human right to decide when and whether to have a children. That's pro-choice. That's pro-choice. Sorry. But pro-life, they the ones that only life many of them are concerned with is the life of a fertilized egg, embryo, fetus. Depending on who you talk to, depending on when they say life is. Some say, oh, when the sperm hits the egg, that's life. I'm like, well, if that's the case, then COVID is life. And we're killing that motherfucker as much as we can. But whatever. You calling a fertilized egg life, sure. Any parasite, any disease, any blood cell fits that category. But whatever. I mean, I took science a little bit, but they say as much, but they are, the funny thing about pro-life people, they are much less concerned about life of the woman, right? Because they even say they want the baby to be born, even if that threatens the mother's life, right? Or even if she was raped or sodomized or attacked by someone in her family, incest, which would even raise the chances of that baby coming out mentally handicapped, mentally retarded, or whatever the case is, because of the blood relations, depending on who it is. In fact, many of them that call themselves pro-life support the death penalty, right? And they oppose, child welfare legislation. So this pandemic, I think, has destroyed the argument of the whole pro-life movement. We're saying to be pro-life, you're for life. Most of the time you're not. You're pro-birth. But after that, you care shit about that baby or the mother. But you're saying that we're pro-life because the baby, that life that's in that mother, can't speak for herself, right? She, that someone has to stand up for that baby. What about on the opposite side here, about COVID? What about all those kids that are under the age 12? The millions of kids that can't speak for themselves, that have to depend on what we do to protect them. Ah, right. Is it different? Because you're fighting for that life. But then, let's talk about abortion again, right? Let's talk about that. Now, on this side of the pro-life movement people, they saying the the woman has no right to her body. She can't do whatever she wants. That baby has more rights than she does. If we want her to have that baby, she should have that baby. We should stop in any way we can from her having that kid. But then those same pro-life people are over here. The government shouldn't tell me what to do with my body. This is America. How dare you try to tell me to put a mask on or take this vaccine? You are not going to mandate it. You're not going to make me show my vaccination card. I have my rights. It's my body. I can do whatever I want with it. It's kind of ironic that I'm seeing these pro-life people who are anti-vaxxers. You're literally saying the opposite of what you supposedly stood for or stand for because it's about you. We need to do better. We need to care. We need to be Americans. A doctor giving me his scientific opinion or scientific expertise, because he went to school much longer than I have, and he's an expert in that field, giving me his expertise about masks and vaccinations does not make him a traitor. Who is he portraying? And I ask anyone, please enlighten me. The ones that are out here calling doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, people traitors for promoting what they honestly believe based on their expertise, please hit me up on any of my social medias, my podcasts. Tell me why would they rise to the level of being called a traitor, and who are they portraying by doing their job? That's almost like saying a firefighter is a traitor for putting out a fire. All right? A cop is a traitor for stopping a robbery. A football player is a traitor for making a touchdown. You're saying someone is a traitor for doing their job, or for not saying what you want them to say. If that's the case, we have a lot of traitors in our country, because, my God, there's people that say things I don't want to hear all the time. But I also think, geez, that's what makes America America, right? Because we can say those things. You might not like what that person say, but that's America. And just because they saying something I don't like or I feel is not right, they're not a traitor to America. In fact, they are a prime example of what America is. The land of the free, the home of the brave. You know, it's our ability to take in information and decide if this information is good or not, And then we, as smart people as we can be, will decide if what we're listening to is in fact truthful. Now, I'm not saying that you should listen to a doctor and then listen to a politician or a high school dropout on Facebook and try to evenly balance their information, because there's no balance of that. There is, in that group I just said, a doctor, a politician, a high school dropout. There's only one expert. So I feel that that person's information should have a little more weight than the latter two. And I think we need to start doing that. We need to start taking in information. It's fine. Listen to everything. The more you get, it's fine. But we need to stop downplaying the experts and uplifting these trolls on social media, these politicians that just want to get reelected on both sides of the aisle, Republicans, Democrats, and taking information. Now, before I go, I want to make a quick disclaimer. Through all the shit I just said, I am not saying you're a bastard for not getting a vaccine. You're a bastard for not wearing a mask. I'm saying, and let me be clear, that if you're sharing my information with me, please have real information. Please, if you're deciding on stuff like not taking the vaccine or not wearing a mask, why don't you use a real factual source before you decide on your choices? My problem with people is, I mean, if you see some of the craziness that I'm being sent to prove their points of why not to wear a mask or why they're not taking the vaccine, I don't want to be sent anything from movie clips like what's the Will Smith movie where the lady, I guess, had a cure for cancer, and all of a sudden everybody became zombified. Really? That is your reason? Sending me information about The Walking Dead, that is your reason? And you're sharing that information as connecting? My God. If before you make choices about your life, about your kids' lives, take care and get good information. At least do that. At least act like you want to find out the truth. Act like you really are open to both sides of all information. Don't walk into it saying that I only believe one side, because you're only going to look for your point of view, no matter how crazy some of it is, so you can support your point of view. Be open-minded. Go into this. Talk to your personal doctor, the one that's been taking care of you since you was a little baby. Been seeing your balls grow since you was 12. Talk to that doctor. That doctor didn't let you down. Talk to that doctor that gave you that prescription for Viagra. Change your life. You are banging for 4 hours non-stop. That doctor you probably can trust. So talk to people you can trust. Get information, no matter how mad it makes you feel or how wrong you think it is. Read it. Just like that guy that sent me something he clearly didn't read. So that you can actually make a choice that you can be happy with or that you could be confident with. That's all. Like I said, so don't send me dirty letters. Don't say you're gonna come get me or blah blah blah. You liberal. I don't tell you what my political view of how I vote or anything else, so you don't know that. I didn't tell you, so don't be sitting there assuming I'm a liberal or somebody. Last time I did a podcast on a the Democrat in Virginia, when they did the blackface and all that stuff. And I ragged into them. And then I had some Democrats sitting there jumping at me. You know what? I feel I'm doing okay. If I get Democrats and Republicans yelling at me, then, I'm feel that I'm keeping things centered. And that's the way I like it. So, but keep the threats to yourself. Come on. Really? Just give me your opinions. Like I told you, I'm a data man. Please send me some data with your opinion or with information that you got. I will absolutely look at it. I will tear it apart, look at it. I will even respond to you. I would drop name and let you know what I thought about it and whatever. I like the back and forth. I like getting the information. But, I feel that yelling is not getting us anywhere. I feel that name calling is not getting us anywhere. I feel that threats are not getting us anywhere. So let's actually talk. Tell me what you got, and I'll show you what I got, and we'll meet in the middle, figure this out. If not, keep it moving. That's your decision. And, mine's is mine's, but let's at least see, can we agree on what is facts and what's fiction? That should not be the issue, right? But that is the issue right now, because everybody has somehow different facts, and then everybody don't know what is fiction. So that's the problem we lie in today in America, and the politicians know it, and they keep feeding it to us. And if we allow it, it's a problem. Because here's the thing: we're out here dying, we're out here getting sick, and they're chilling, collecting your donations as, they play on our fears. And unfortunately, we're falling for it. So we got to do better, folks. So it was a blast to get back on the mic here, talking to you, chewing the fat. But, it's time. I'm sorry. Gotta go. Been talking too long. It's been over an hour. So next week we'll be dropping something else. We'll have some fun talking about whatever is up here, whatever is going on. In a few weeks or so, I have an interview with I don't know, she's a model. I don't know, she's a porn star. I don't know. But we're going to talk about stuff. We're going to talk about other things. We're going to talk about some more politics stuff. We're going to talk about some more of it. Hopefully, I won't have to talk about COVID no more. But I guarantee you, we might have to bring that back up again. Who knows? But we'll be talking about stuff. We're going to have great interviews, great stuff talking about places to go, entertainment news. You got to keep listening. Add me. Make sure you follow my podcast on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast. Listen, only way you would find out what's going on or know what I'm doing, you gotta follow me. Remember, you can get me on Facebook with Fire Black Podcast, Instagram, Fire Black Podcasts, Twitter, Fire Black, BLACKPODCA1 as pod, CA as an apple, 1. TikTok, we're just playing with that, so we'll get better. I assure you. That's that Fire Black Podcast too. And of course, always on the web at fireblackpodcast.com. That's fireblackpodcast.com. You can click on the contact me section, right? And you could drop a line to me. you can actually contact me. But on Instagram, I have an email link there. The link to fireblackpodcast.com, you can go there. So there's always a way to contact me and give me your opinions about the show. Maybe you have an idea about a show. Maybe you want to be on a show. Why would you want to do that? I have no idea, but it happens. So let's talk. Let's have fun. It was great. I'll see you next week. And I am out of here.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Fire Black with Tommy D. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit fireblackpodcast.com.